Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning to all. We are from Group 1 Axis Studio, presenting our proposed design for the bicycle shed NEXikal in IIUM Gombak. At more than 1,000 meters squared, the bicycle shed will be one of the unique public space in IIUM. Situated between the Kuliah of Architecture and Engineering, the open and welcoming urban space is an innovative, spectacular, and multifunctional architectural design that accommodates bicycle parking space, toilet for visitors, and a great deal of sitting and chilling area. The bicycle shed also helps to promote green transportation, climate change adaptation, and also biodiversity. As we can see the master plan here, the site is situated between the Kuliah of Architecture and Engineering, while being close to IIUM Cultural Center. The site is also connected to a path leading to the student mall, therefore making the site a strategic spot often frequented by the students and staff. The site synthesis that we further implemented in the design includes to provide ramp to the upper floor of kite gazebo, to apply bamboo structure to make the shed stands out from the surrounding building, to create an open public space to gain decent air circulation, relocating trees for natural shading, install adequate lighting for safety and aesthetic value, and lastly, to add signage to indicate the shed and its facilities. The bicycle shed is designed to rejuvenate and give exposure of using bicycles as another method of transportation, engaging the community of IIUM. This would encourage the IIUM community to pursue healthier and more beneficial lifestyles while preserving a greener environment of the university. The concept of our design is dynamic nexus, which indicates the dynamicity of the function and continuous activity created on the bicycle shed, while nexus suggests a connection that links two or more things together, which is in this case linking the spaces. The design of our bicycle shed is largely influenced by three elements. Firstly, having the bicycle spokes that display geometrical design that suggests Islamic geometric pattern as the structure. Next is bicycle chains that inspire a connection between spaces through the connection of ramps and containers. And lastly, mashrabia, an Islamic geometric design pattern that relates back to the logo of IIUM itself. The mashrabia design element expresses the functionality and beauty of it, while also providing a comforting environment despite the harsh climate of Malaysia. Furthermore, we also attempt to bring the IIUM leading the way slogan into our design by providing facilities and spaces that creates a university ecosystem that addresses sustainable development issues while aligning with related Islamic values approaching Green Campus University. In terms of design development, we first maintain the existing circulation and split it into two ways to the Kuliah buildings. Secondly, spaces are allocated according to the site zoning. Thirdly, ramps are added in accordance with the spaces to create a recreational factor and dynamism within the shed, while also providing alternative access to Kuliah of Architecture's balcony. Next, the central core was designed as a focal point of the public space for the community, with rainwater harvesting as one of the interesting factors of the shed. Lastly, the core is highlighted with the mashrabia elements inspired from the IIUM logo for attraction and shadow casting purposes. Moving on, we would like to highlight the sustainable approaches that was implemented on the shed. Integrating SDG 6, clean water and sanitation, rainwater harvesting system is included in the design to increase water use efficiency and supply water to the station toilets while preserving students' hygiene. Next, in line with SDG 8, decent work and economic growth, we ensure the facilities are able for return of investment for the costing of the shed by integrating booth, vending machine, rental of parking and gallery. Finally, SDG 11, Sustainable Cities and Communities, the usage of natural building materials such as bamboo is applied for its great characteristics and benefits. As for the precedent studies, the analyzed buildings are Karen Blixen-Platt's Public Square by Kobe Architects, and the second one is McDonald's Cycle Center by Mueller and Mueller Architects. Both buildings are studied for its spaces and integration of the bicycle shed and also public space. For the case studies, the topics being focused on a bicycle repair station, bicycle parking mechanism, and also security and rainwater harvesting system. To make it easy to understand, here is the synthesis of the proposed design. Firstly, is to provide bicycle parking with an integrated locking mechanism that could accommodate around 50 bicycles at one time. There are two types of locking mechanism available, which are sliding parking mechanism and bollard integrated locking system, giving option to the users to choose according to their desired parking duration. Secondly, to provide roof covering on the main space of the shed. Thirdly, is to provide 3 access ways from Kuliah of Engineering, Kuliah of Architecture, and also main entrance. And lastly, is to provide an ablution area to encourage students to have wudu at all times. In more detail, on the ground floor plan, the design brings together the university needs for a bicycle shed and a public space with the concept of open landscaping. On the east side of the bicycle shed is the main entrance. It is where the users park their bicycles and also placing the vending machine. Both the north and south side will be surrounded by trees and greenery in order to shade the structure. The center of the bicycle shed locates the public facilities such as DIY bicycle repair stations, the shower and toilet that is integrated with hijab-free area, and wudu area at the center. The west side of the bicycle shed, where are the 2 main entrances from the kuliahs are located, is an open and multi-purpose space consisting of a small booth, seating and also playing area, which contribute towards positive usage, engaging the community to use the shed. Moving on to the first floor plan, the upper floor consists multi-purpose open gallery area or meeting point at the core of the structure with rainwater harvesting in the middle aligning with wudu area below. The gallery could be used for any type of event or just a normal circulation path on the regular day. On the west side of the structure is platform connecting the ramp to the first floor of the Kuliah of Architecture. Next is the elevations and sections of the bicycle shed. The bicycle shed uses simple, sturdy construction materials such as precast concrete, prefabricated steel, and bamboo on the building facade. All the selected elements are local materials with low maintenance to contribute to the bicycle shed's green profile. The bamboo facade helps to enhance the whole design by reflecting the existing bamboo sculpture nearby and successfully merge and integrate with the natural green and building surroundings. On elevation, we could see the structure of the dome and rainwater harvesting as well as the connection of the ramp to the first floor of Kuliah of Architecture. The rainwater from the rainwater harvesting system would be channeled to the center of the wudu area and flow through the piping system to the underground water tank. In terms of the structural perspective, the ramp is supported by the steel post and beam structure system. The ramps were created as precast concrete slab with the steel railing, echoing the exteriors of the surrounding university. Moreover, the existing kuliah buildings and vegetations help to shadow the perimeter of the site, creating shaded and pleasing atmosphere with good air circulation.
To complete the bicycle shed design, There's a few interesting furniture, decorative and signage elements to enhance the soul of the shed, which also to attract and to help the user in certain ways. One of the furniture is sitting bench. The purpose is to provide sitting and resting place for the user whenever they stop by the shed. The sitting bench is located in front of the booth. Other than that, there is planter box sitting bench which help to increase the level of positivity and to regulate the humidity environment. To stimulate the interaction and celebrating the engagement between the user and the bicycle shed, there's a few interactive elements. One of them is congkak table. Congkak is a Malay traditional game which often played during leisure time or as competition. It is provided to allow the user to spend time on the bicycle shed and at the same time to conserve the heritage culture on site. The congkak table are placed under the bicycle shed path. The next interactive element is hopscotch. Other than promoting engagement, hopscotch helps to promote the exercising culture in a fun and interesting manner. It also reflects IIUM value the students' well-being, which achieved the SDG 3. The design is proposed to apply at the flooring near the central meeting point. Located at the female toilet area, there is a partition to act as a buffer between the public space and hijab-free space. Moreover, it also provides privacy for the female user. As the user passes by the center of the ground floor ceiling, they will see a rattan ceiling installation made of Euro. The decoration element encourages the community to recognize and appreciate the value of our cultural heritage in par with UNESCO Heritage Agenda, which is people-centered space. It also shows IIUM's effort to protect and safeguard cultural heritage. Next is rattan chair. The purpose is to allow the user to spend time on the bicycle shed and to promote the authentic characteristic of rattan towards the user. The next design element is the signage. Most of the signage design are decorated with mashrabiyah pattern to reflect the beauty of Islamic throughout the space. The first signage element of the shed is toilet signage. It is located at the toilet entrance. The purpose is to indicate the location of the toilet. Next, we have the information display which located beside the ramp. The purpose of the element is to act as wayfinding signage which provide infographic of the shed's floor plan. The next signage is located at the center first floor, which is information signage. The purpose is to provide infographic of the shed's feature and to create the engagement between the user. The next design element is the repair station signage. The purpose is to indicate the location of the bicycle repair station. The next element is fountain with bamboo tube and metal plates. The purpose is to act as an attraction and additional feature to the ablution area. The last element is EcoTube. Following the SDG 12 responsible consumption and production, EcoTube is a creative way of learning science and art where the user can communicate with each other using pipelines. Moreover, it also adds humor and gives the sensory experience which connects the user and the space. The location of EcoTube is around the booth to make it easier for the user to pass by.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Aiman and I will continue with the course data presentation covering the key components of the design alongside notes of your needs. First and foremost, the project total cost is at 430,723 ringgit, including 5% contingency. And unfortunately, the cost has exceeded the budget setting price due in part to the complexities and intangibility of the design features. And as can be seen here, the superstructure element take the most percentage of the overall cost by 30.5%, following the finishes elements at 21.4%. Some of the design elements were expensive as to allow for the labor, maintenance cost as well as the material quality for long-term utilization. And focusing on the elemental cost, firstly, the preliminaries are priced at 34,321 ringgit, which involves the work as a whole, and to specify general condition and requirements for their execution, including such things as subcontracting, approvals, testing and completion to perform the contract's work requirements. Next, substructure element that costs 24,057 ringgit, which involves all work below to underside of lowest floor finishes, including dam-proof membrane, together with relevant excavation and foundation, have been priced adequately to provide optimum support for the superstructure. Furthermore, The superstructure elements have cost as much as RM125,155, with the Mashrabiah roof costing RM16,834, made with the lightest mild steel grating recommended by the supplier to avoid price overruns, since the roof design requires a special manufacturing to create the Mashrabiah pattern. And for the roof covering, we opted for a clear acrylic sheet cost at RM11,748 to cover the dome structure from weather factors, since it is both cost effective and durable and is unlikely to fracture more easily than glass. Following that, the balustrade and handrail for the platform and ramps are composed of mild steel with 1200mm high, which is less expensive than other steel materials, while still offering enough physical qualities, which cost RM19,173. Mild steel is frequently used in our project since it is recyclable, and our aim is to design for sustainability. Next, the exterior bamboo walls cost RM23,815, given the extent of the bamboo priced at RM14 for 50mm diameter and applied to the majority proportion of the external wall structure in the design. Moving on to the finishes, our team initially planned to use timber decking for both the platform area and the ramp for the floor finish, but due to the limited budget, we decided to use concrete imprint instead, which cost 60% less than timber decking, giving the total cost for finishes at RM87,698. Consequently, we decided on the design for the floor finishes with the interlocking imprint pattern for the pavement near the booth area, which covers 163 meters square and costs RM17,115, while the timber imprint pattern for the platform area, which costs RM34,230. So the advantages of the concrete imprint include ease of maintenance and relatively inexpensive, as well as offers a contemporary aesthetic that rivals more traditional paving methods.
Now I will continue with the landscape elements. The total cost for landscape is estimated to be around RM27,290.04, which comprises of softscape and hardscape elements. The climax item for the softscape part is the wall creepers, which are going to be hung around the rainwater harvesting structure. Vernonia elliptica is proposed to be utilized for the wall creepers, as it requires low maintenance, and the cost for it is estimated to be RM2,295.06. For hardscape, a uniquely custom-made metal fountain with bamboo water tubes around it are proposed, particularly in the rainwater harvesting area, which costs at RM4,505.50. Furthermore, an information display with plywood carving is to be installed at the main entrance of our bicycle shed. This information display will be acquired from Kanto, a well-known manufacturer of advertising signages, and even the information stand at RM4,935 per item. The Congkak game table set is also one of the remarkable features of the bicycle shed, on which our visualizer team had been working on. So 2 pine wood seats are also included with the Congkak table. The table will be made from balau, which is regarded as one of the most valuable and high-quality woods. It also takes a particular expertise to engrave and fix the table until it becomes a completely fine figure of a Congkak table. Thus, spending and investing RM6,510 in such a unique and exotic feature is well worth it. I can reassure you it is well worth it to invest that much money for all those items, as they help in revitalizing the environment as well as giving a unique touch to the bicycle shed. As for the fitting and furnishings, most of the items are custom fabricated, and that explains why some of them are quite costly. So to begin with, the hanging rattan chair is custom built, plainly made of rattan with an overall dimension of 600mm x 725mm x 450mm that can accommodate 2 people at once. So the price of this hanging rattan chair is RM2,206.18. Following that, the Kanto firm will also supply information stand constructed of thick aluminium composite with matte finish, concrete and plywood, which will make them more attractive and durable. The overall expenses would be RM6,934.72 due to the utilization of 2 information stands. The bicycle bollard and bicycle slider, both of which have integrated locks, are the next 2 items on the list. The prices will be RM8,098.56 and RM4,869.14, cent respectively due to the complexity of both goods. The distinctive bamboo needle fittings, which come in a variety of sizes, can all be acquired for 4,799 ringgit and 88 cent, are also included in our design. On top of that, the eco tube that will be installed to the booth has a diameter of 40 mm and is made of UPVC. It is really advantageous to invest a little portion of the budget on this eco tube, which will only cost you 1,261 ringgit and 58 cent in order to support mental health awareness as specified by the visualizers. Now we will look at the aspects of our bicycle shed that provides services. The total cost of this component is approximately 56,041 ringgit and 69 cent. Aside from the essential utilities that will be provided, such as electricity and plumbing, we will also install a rainwater harvesting system that is estimated to be around 10,751 ringgit and 39 cent as a secondary supply of water for public use. Rainwater harvesting is unquestionably costly, but simply put, this system can save you money by significantly reducing the amount of water needed to purchase from the water utility company in the long run.
As for the circulation, the video shows the ramp located at the entrance of the shed. Users could have a leisure moment on the platforms surrounded by surrounding vegetation or continue to ride their bike going up the ramp leading to the center core of the gallery covered by a Mashrabiyah pattern roof. The rounded platform is designed to ensure enough space for cyclists to turn. The gallery is integrated with a rainwater harvesting system in the middle of the structure for landscaping and toilet use. Sufficient information displays are also located at the gallery perimeter. From the gallery, the ramps will be divided into two ways. The first one will lead the users going up, connecting the shed with the first floor of Kuliah of Architecture with a gazebo on top of the floor. Contrary to the first one, the second ramp's structure will lead the users back to the ground floor that consists of interactive games such as congkak table and hopscotch. To conclude, Islam encourages its believers to maintain healthy body and lifestyle. The proposed bicycle shed provides an opportunity in achieving the goal of promoting healthy lifestyle, while emphasizing on the importance of communication by incorporating user-centric spaces and interactive design into the bicycle shed. In a hadith narrated by Aisha, while she was on a journey along with the Messenger of Allah, I had a race with the Prophet and I outstripped him on my feet. When I became fleshy, again I had a race with him, that is the Prophet, and he outstripped me. He said, "This is for the outstripping." Sahih Al-Albani. As a result, the variety of spatial interactions act as a storytelling device, and it is our responsibility to preserve and celebrate cultural heritage as young Muslim designers, while being aware of our meta-design visioning abilities. While referring back to the cost data, 430,724 ringgit is a fair total construction cost for this project. If all of the pricing work is done correctly, the net cost without contingencies is 410,213. Nevertheless, we allowed some cost for that portion based on our team's research into previous project experience and some uncertainties that may arise in future. Speaking on behalf of the team, investing on quality products is better than having to invest to fix something repetitively in the future later. Without doubt, with the rainwater harvesting system and materials that we used, a bicycle shed with a sustainable concept and mental health awareness is what you will get, and that is the NEXikal shed itself. And that is all from us, Aksi Studio. Thank you for listening, and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.